she called me crying and she asked me to come up. And I went up and she said, it's not enough. I need this to be pumped up. I need it to have more. And I took out the paint fan and I just pointed at this beautiful teal, like peacock color. And I said, this is the living room. And in a way, as a young designer, she gave me permission to push that boundary. And once I did, I couldn't stop. My name is Kati Curtis, and my firm is Kati Curtis Design. Growing up, my dad built our house, like literally with his own two hands, and my mom had a nursery school, which she also designed, and I was involved in picking all the materials and finishes for the house. And my uncle was an architect, so I was drawing floor plans from, I think, the age of 10, and just realized what a difference the environment could make in how you felt, and that's why I wanted to do interior design. When I walk into a space for the first time, my designer's eye notices color, and I notice art, and I notice rugs. And I think it's interesting to see how people, their comfort level and how they use color in their own home. Every project is a unique opportunity to tailor a design to what the client wants. We ask a million questions. We have a 3-hour-long interview that we start the process with. We ask, what are your favorite restaurants, your favorite flowers? We ask all the intimate questions because it is a very intimate relationship. We get to know the client and we add those elements that are uniquely them. One thing that clients come to us a lot for is this global eclecticism, and I hate to use the word eclectic, but we do work in a mix of styles. I'm inspired by cities, I'm inspired by different cultures, cultural history and crafts that really are dying. And if we don't continue to incorporate these into our projects, people aren't going to know how to make them anymore. And I think that's what makes a project unique and what's exciting and interesting to me. And you only really experience that when you go to the place and you meet the people and you talk to them about their lives and what they're doing and how passionate and excited they are. And I met weavers and met these women in villages who were weaving rugs, and they get paid by the square foot to weave these rugs in their home. And I realized that one rug that one of my clients, I get like emotional. One rug that one of my clients purchases feeds 50 families. So if I stop doing what I do, those people don't have jobs. So it's really important that we keep doing it. This is a historical building in Tribeca that has a landmark facade, but was already renovated to be this very modern home. So we warmed it up with the new kitchen and with the colors and the soft textures and patterns. And since the client is an art advisor, it was important to bring those elements into the furniture as well. And you'll see a lot of handmade, hand-forged, different artisan collectible pieces woven throughout the project. I feel like most designers, when designing for clients who are art collectors, tend to do just very white, neutral spaces. I see that a lot. Jessica, our Danial, is a brilliant art advisor here in New York City, and we really needed to create a backdrop or a gallery, if you will, for a revolving door of pieces that she collects for herself. A color or even darker hued background is going to make the art pop off the walls. And Jessica hadn't purchased any of these pieces before we started the renovation of the apartment. So her collection evolved over time simultaneously with the design that we had already done. She texted me and she said, you know, I'm obsessed with my apartment. That's it. That's all I could ask for. Hi, Designer Home Tours. I'm Kati Curtis. Welcome to my client's Tribeca apartment. We are in the living area, which is delineated by these columns from the rest of the open space. And it was really important to me to create an intimate, cozy living space where they can hang out with the kids. But I have a pet peeve about sectional sofas in Manhattan, which might have been an obvious choice here, but I feel like they take up too much visual space and would have been too heavy in the room. So we did the 2 sofas with what's called a bench cushion. That's a single cushion. So super comfy, you can take a nap here. And the cocktail table is amorphous on purpose so that you can really reach it to set something down. It's travertine. You can put your feet up from anywhere you're sitting in the room. And we have a lot of soft, pretty elements here. The rug is super unique. It's a vintage Moroccan rug. The size for this area was quite challenging, and this was just like a fluke that we found this perfect. Perfect rug, but it adds a lot of color and pattern and texture and warmth to the room. So I had to balance that with these incredible steel cabinets by Luke Proctor. And these are heavy duty, solid steel, and they are collectible pieces in themselves. Sneaky bar back here. I knew we couldn't just do sort of an obvious built-in, we did a lot of custom millwork here, but this was not the place for it. This is really the focal point of the room, and I wanted these to be unique, custom-made pieces for the space, and I really wanted them to have some edge and be edgy and hard and make a statement. And Luke's work was perfect for this space, and you'll never find another pair of these same cabinets. This painting is by Dieter William. This was selected by Jessica probably about halfway through the project. It does really work well with all of the other elements in the space, but it doesn't have to match, and it looks so phenomenal. This fireplace wall was not tiled. We added the tile. It was covered in a Venetian plaster, and it was pretty, but I felt like we needed something. The paint on the walls is actually a completely matte air cleaning paint by Rose Uniacke out of London. So we use the paint because it has the air cleaning, sustainable quality, but it has this really super matte velvet finish. I'm not sure if it totally reads on camera, but it's like chalky. It's beautiful. And I wanted to offset that with the tile wall. You get this sparkly reflection of the Zalige. We're so lucky to have these incredible windows in this landmarked building, but we are in Manhattan and the room doesn't get tons of light. So this helps reflect a lot of light into the room. One thing that's really important to me in my practice is to have a layered lighting scheme. We do have the architectural lights that were actually already here, and there are some lighting strip lights around the perimeter of the room, which I love and help accent some of the art pieces that we have on top of the cabinets. But when we don't have all the lights on in the room, I wanted you to have functional lighting that was where you needed it. So we added the table lamp and also this incredible floor lamp from John Pomp in the New York Design Center. This to me is really an art piece in itself. It's so beautiful, and it has this kind of dichroic quality to it, so you can see all these different colors reflected in it, and it reads different at night than during the day. It's this perfect combination of functional art. These stools are the perfect example of something that's sustainable. They're made of recycled Murano glass, so they are literally taken from the factory floors in Murano and made into these great stools. You can sit on them, so they double as extra seating when people come over, and they illuminate, so they help light up the room as well. This is the dining area, and they entertain a lot. And fortunately, we could fit a 10-foot long table in the space. They do have 2 little boys, so I wanted the dining table to be functional and beautiful. This is a concrete top table, and I actually stood on it myself to help install this light fixture, so I know it can stand somewhere, but it's really beautiful. Also, really the feature of this area of the room is this incredible chandelier from Wexler Gallery in the New York Design Center, and this is by an artist, Faiza. She's Turkish, and she creates these one-of-a-kind unique pieces, and you can see these little pieces inside that make up the chandelier, and these are actually carved by Turkish pipe carvers. They're called Mersham, and I just love how the light emanates through. It's almost like a lace look to them. So it has a very feminine quality to it, and the pink Murano chandelier at the bottom, it just complements the space perfectly and looks so great. This room is quite generous, which is fantastic, but with all of these windows and all of the hard surfaces, it could get really harsh and very white box feeling in here. So we added the alpaca curtains. These are with a raw fabric from Rosemary Hall Garden. So they're not only soft to touch, but they add this additional element of softness to the room. We can close them. They don't give blackout, but they do give some light control if you're watching a movie or something like that. This kitchen was all white marble countertops, white cabinets. It all had to go, and white marble is not practical for any kitchen. We replaced the white plastic cabinets with the incredible walnut veneer. The white marble was replaced with creamy colored quartzite, which is the only stone I'll use in a kitchen. It's natural stone, but performs like a synthetic. You can set hot pots down, no problem. So this is by Rocky Mountain Hardware. And they're actually one of the few remaining metal foundries in the United States. So this is all US based, 90% recycled materials, very important to me personally. And this actually has been installed for a couple of years. So I like to come back to the projects and see how things are wearing. And you can see the bronze has this really incredible patina to it. It just keeps getting better and better with time. The end of this hallway really is a destination in itself. And this is highlighted by the Katie Stout bronze lamp here. Jessica and I are both obsessed with her and just knew we had to use one of her pieces here. The round ottoman is a really great use of what would just be a nothing space. This is almost a room-size hallway, so it gives a great perch for you to put some shoes on or take your shoes off, but also for some rambunctious little boys to play on as well. Oftentimes in homes for people with kids, I think the perception is that you probably want a bathtub. In this case, the client wanted to get rid of the bathtub. So we took the bathtub out, added this incredible shower. This is a shared bathroom for the two sons. And this artistic tile in the glass circular pattern is so fun and so beautiful and perfect for a boy's bathroom, but not too juvenile. So even when they grow up, or if somebody else buys this apartment, I would love living with these circles myself. So it's just the perfect combination of beautiful glass, some playfulness, and not too juvenile at all. One of my favorite things to do is kids' rooms, and I love to do kids' rooms in a way that the kid can actually grow with the room. So the room doesn't have to look too juvenile, but it can still be super fun and grow with the child. So you don't have to change the wallpaper every year or change the bed every year. We upholstered the headboard. This bed is from Century, and we upholstered it in this really fun fabric. Another thing is boys' rooms don't have to be blue and girls' rooms don't have to be pink, and it's okay to mix a little pink in a boys' room. And Jessica and I both were totally on board with doing that. The art also is here in the kids' rooms, and I don't feel like the kids' room is the place to do the art that's not as important as the art that you have in the living room. And Jessica does that so well here with the Alex Dodge piece, the fake news. It's so much fun. This piece is by Brandon J. Donahue, and it's made with footballs and basketballs. This has been in the museum. It's a spectacular piece and perfect jumping off point for the color scheme for the boys' room. Another thing without doing the typical blue furniture in a boys' room is you can have some fun with texture. And this is a hair on hide dresser. And I love it because it's pretty neutral, but it adds a lot of texture and fun. And you'll notice that the nightstands don't match. We do have one blue nightstand, but the other nightstand is different. So don't feel like you have to match the dresser and the nightstands. Everything can be different, add some variety and some fun texture and color. Both of the boys' rooms in this apartment have Philip Jeffries on the walls. It's such a great backdrop. Again, has a little bit of pattern, great texture, some softness to it, but it's something that will grow with them for many, many years to come. And you don't have to change it out. It's going to stand the test of time. I initially had this Daydar floral fabric for the main drapery fabric in the great room, and the husband actually wanted it for his office. So this is an example of one of those compromises that I think really in the end worked out for the best. And it's a really great scale stripe floral. So when these are closed, you see the stripe. And then in small rooms like this, I love to use deep, dark colors and dark wallpaper with a pattern. This Zack and Fox pattern is perfect in here. It's a really small scale, but it adds an element of depth to the room. So this is where we got to use that beautiful teal that Jessica and I love so much. With the calico wallpaper, creates this really dreamy ombre pattern, especially at night. This room just feels like a dream. And one thing to consider when you're choosing your curtain fabric, think about the scale of the wall. The curtains, when they're shut, they cover this whole wall. So I selected a really large scale floral, and it's just like you're in a garden at night when these curtains are closed. We had to have a king size bed in this room, and we are super tight for space. So we custom designed the headboard to span the entirety of the wall. And then we have just enough room for these 30-inch nightstands with plenty of storage. We inserted the controls and the lighting into the fabric so you can rest your head. It's upholstered, it's very comfortable. And with the floral curtains, this room could get a little feminine. So I wanted to offset that with the leather front nightstands with the bronze hardware and the hard edges of the holly hunt sconces. So they're like little witch's claws in a way. So Jessica and I like quirky. These are quirky, and I think they add just the edge we need to prevent this room from feeling too florally. One thing that was really important to the client was that they both are able to sit in here and snuggle with the boys and hang out and read. So we added this incredible chaise from Varellen in the New York Design Center. They're a Belgian company. They're from Belgium, but everything is made here in the United States. And this is just like a bed in itself. It's a dream. And it's upholstered in an indoor-outdoor velvet fabric, so you can snuggle and not have to worry about spills. We redesigned this powder room, again, to give it some more storage, make it into, I hate to use the term, but I have to here, jewel box. We painted the walls in this dichroic paint, so from every different angle, you see a different color. Again, back to the John Pond light fixture in the living room does the same idea. So any different kind of light, this room looks different, it reads differently. And then I actually brought this Murano glass sconce back from Murano in my suitcase. This is a vintage piece, looks phenomenal here. And we added the onyx vanity with storage underneath. Again, New York City apartments, pedestal sinks, dumb idea, add the storage.